Hello, everyone. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, wherever you are. It's Matt, it's Dan, it's Coffee and Questions because it's Monday. And I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Dan, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good this morning. Feeling good. I got my coffee right here, ready to go, ready to answer some questions.
Ooh, new mug.
Which
Are
this is
those
this is
D20 on
this is
there?
an old mug. Yeah, it's D20s and
Okay,
a bunch of pride flags. Figured
awesome. Mine has
Pride
my
Month.
face. So
Shout them out.
pride from my face, I guess.
Yeah, whatever works. But yeah,
uh,
um,
Hope you're all doing well. We do this every Monday on YouTube, and then every other Monday we switch and flip flop between our main Facebook page and our user group. And today we're on the main Facebook page and on YouTube. We're here to answer your live streaming questions. So if you're just joining us, which you probably are, ask your questions because we want to answer and help you make better live streams. So
that is the goal of us being live here this morning. I almost did it. I almost made the joke I always make. I'm not doing it.
mm,
Didn't do
nope,
it.
we're,
Got out of it.
we're we're not sleepy, that's for sure. Hey, next Monday it won't be next Monday though, because next Monday it's a holiday here
Yep.
in the US of A, and we will be live Tuesday morning. I think I haven't really looked at my schedule, but I'm supposing Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday
I
morning always
assume.
works out for us.
Or
Um,
maybe we'll like switch it up and we'll do Wednesday morning just to throw everybody off. And
well, we have a meeting at 10, so
oh,
it'd be
we do have
tough
a
for
meeting at
us.
10.
Yeah, so it'd be Tuesday the
Okay,
5th.
Tuesday.
So prepare yourself. Hold on to your questions if you don't ask them today. Um, but that'll
Hmm.
be next week. So, uh, yeah, Dan, what kind of announcements do you have? Anything?
Well, let's talk because I'm not seeing questions come through here, and that's fine. If you guys don't have questions, that's good. Like we try and come in here and, um, you know, like we've said before this was Coffee and Questions, we called it kind of office hours where we just go live for an hour, talk about some stuff, give you guys some tips on live streaming that we would do, and then answer your questions. So,
Yeah.
this can be as long or short as we need it to be. But yeah, I would say I see some comments coming through here as well pretty soon, so that's good that we can see.
Yep.
What about you want to talk about the live stream that's coming on Wednesday this week?
Yeah, we're actually going to be doing a live selling live stream on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time with Dave from Iographer. Asia and I will be interviewing him, kind of getting his ins and outs of live selling. He's been working with Iographer for years now. Dan just told me his first meeting of him years ago,
Yeah.
but he just started.
He's the founder of Biographer, not just
Yeah,
working with them. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if you
Uh,
mentioned that. I was reading comments.
I thought it. I maybe didn't say it, but yes, the founder. But they just started live streaming, so we're going to kind of get some early on tips and tricks, any hiccups you may have had, like what's going well, and everything, like the ins and outs of it. So bring your questions. Asia and I have a whole list to ask him, but if there's some questions you want to ask because you're just starting to live sell on the live stream, come on there. 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Wednesday.
Yeah, we met back in I think it was 2013 at the National Association of Broadcasters. Nick and I were just sent out there to kind of see what we thought of the venue, the place, everything, and Switcher was kind of a thought in our mind, doing live streaming with iPhones and iPads, and we met Dave, who was just back then making just the big cases for the iPads and using them in schools and stuff. I think he was a
Yep.
teacher back then still, so
Oh,
yeah,
really?
really, really
That's
cool
awesome.
stuff.
That's really cool. I do see a couple a question and a feature request here on
Yeah, let's talk about
YouTube.
this feature request first.
Yeah. Good
From
morning, Switch team. Yep, from Alyssa. Hey, Alyssa. Stream softball games and have a feature request for a score bug. Can you add some intelligence to the score bug, like strikes?
3 strikes equals 1 out type of thing.
Out. Oh, you gotcha.
I can
Oh,
show people what she's talking about here because I think this is pretty interesting. Let me edit it so it's not like covering us. Okay, that's kind of here. I'll put it up here in the middle like that.
are you okay?
Here, I'm gonna put it on screen. So this is the scoreboard she's using here, and I think her thought is, if you have like when you get to 3 strikes, so that's 1 strike, 2 strike, and 3 strike.
I
Can I
can't see
keep
it.
adding them? No, see, it just keeps going up. Um, and you, like right now you have to like
Oh,
swap
no,
it out. I know like Ernesto's the one who built this, and he's kind of talked about some things, and updating scoreboards is something that's being talked about. So that is something. I don't know how much is possible within it, but if it's there, those are things we'll absolutely work on. Where
yeah.
or even so, like just having instead of like at the bottom, there's like a reset the entire scoreboard or something, just like reset the inning or something, so if you have like runners on first and third or something, you can just easily like push, and like there's 2 outs, so you can just push the thing and it's going to swipe everything out and go to the next inning or something. So
I know that scoreboards have been, or they're in the pipeline of things. I think I can say that. It's too late. I already said it. So yeah, they're working on stuff. I can't say exactly what, but there are new scoreboard features coming eventually. I can't say when though.
Yep. I'll let you read this next one too. You want to do this other one
on YouTube? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Hello, gentlemen. My question is there a way to find any deleted videos? I went live yesterday, but got a connection error and chose to keep recording. But once I tried to copy my photos, it was deleted.
Okay. The ways to get your video back is check where you streamed it to, and see if the recording was saved on the website. So if it was on Facebook, you can go there, or also to YouTube or something. The other thing to do, and just hopefully like you didn't delete it all the way out, is come in here, and this is that button in the upper left hand corner, those like parallel lines, and come to my recordings. And just see if it's there, because that's where it would end up and be. Now, like when you choose one like this live here, that's like 16 seconds long, I can, where is it? Send a photo library. And when I do that, you have this option here to removing the files from Switcher or copying and keep a file in Switcher. So like this is a way just to make sure you don't have that file saved in 2 places if you don't need it to be. So, if you chose copy, then this file would still be in this in here in Switcher. But if you chose move, then go to the photo library and search there. Search the albums too. Like make sure you're just searching for the videos and not photos. And scroll back. Maybe the time or the date is off on your iPad or that main device, and it's further back. The other thing you can kind of look at is if you have multiple cameras going, and under outputs, there's obviously this advanced settings, and if you had record remote cameras in you definitely had record live output then. But if you had this record remote cameras, it's possible that those video files are still on those other devices, and you might still be able to piece together a video using those.
Hopefully that helps.
Yes, and if you still have questions, again, please let us know.
Yep. Question here from Jessica on Facebook. Good morning. Can you go over the cost for live selling?
It's for live selling,
for live selling.
Yeah. So Switcher costs the same for, everybody out there if you're using live selling or Switcher Studio, right? I'm not making that up, am I?
No, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like
doing great.
I'm like 895%
sure.
It's like I should make sure I'm 100% sure before. Yeah. So it's going to be the same for you. You'll go to the Shopify store and connect your account through there, and you'll be all set and good to go. So you can find all that on our billing section on the website to find all those
Tim, if
prices.
you want to drop that link in the chat here. But yeah, there's no extra cost. When you do start selling, there is the 5% sales fee, depending on how much you sell. But that's a pretty standard rate for live selling. So you can check out more on our website. And Tim's going to drop a link there to our page. So thank you, Tim. Thank you, Jessica. Hopefully that answers your question.
I see some questions here on YouTube, and I see this one talking about director mode and asking about the iPhones, save the video stream because I couldn't locate it on the iPhones. So those are going to be available in a couple places. So like once you compile your video, those files are all saved on that main iPad. And oops, I'm already going over to mine. And then again, from this menu here, if you go to my recordings, it'll like on those, if you go into the setting on those remote cameras, you'll see like angle 1 or whatever, and it'll have the date next to it and everything for that thing you're looking for. So that's where it'll be saved as well. And last, I think you had another question over there.
Yeah, there was one just above that.
Yeah.
From Luxon asking about using a camcorder or DSLR with switcher.
Sure. And that is a good question. And I'll say there are workarounds to get that stuff going. It can be like, it does require a lot more testing, and it's a much bigger workaround. But the reason you can't just directly connect them is the way that switcher, those extra remote cameras connect. We just use the iOS interface because they just work really well together with each other, and we're able to get a really good sync with them. It's very stable, so you're not gonna the app isn't gonna crash on you while you're live, which would be awful. And yeah, it's just very stable, and we think they look really good.
This is it's an iOS app. So now I am via remote guest here on this live stream, so I am using a DSLR. If you're using one at your live stream, like there's going to be a delay on that camera, so just have to be thoughtful of that. Like you can use, there are other options to do it, but overall we are an iOS app for iPads, iPhones.
For instance, it's like, so Matt is coming in through remote guest, and he like it basically anything that you can have show up as a webcam can be your camera within Switcher Studio, and that's what Matt's doing. He's kind of got a capture card and bringing it in. Now, like, so that's something you could in theory do in like the same setting, but unless you have like another audio setup for that device that you're using and whatnot, the lip sync might be out a little bit, and your audio and video might be out. So just be careful. I recommend sticking to the iPhones and iPads as your cameras, but again, you can get creative. Just make sure you're testing and you understand what's going on. Yep.
Started getting 1 billion notifications. I'm muting stuff here.
Oh boy. I'll just mention this one really quickly. Again, any way you can pick what cameras you want on shuffle, and of course this is. I'll show you this. Here's a feature, or here's where we're talking about in switcher. We'll go over to this camera one here, and it's auto switch, and it shows all the cameras here, and you have the option if you want it to shuffle between them or not. We had that ability in the beta when we first had it going, but it was very buggy and caused a lot of app crashes. So we're still working the kinks out on that. And so we don't have a timeline for when that's going to be available, but you know, that is obviously, again, something that will make the app better, and something we'd like to implement into Switcher. You know, I go back to the video insertion all the time as an example of, you know, how we like to iterate on things where when video insertion happened, it was just you plugged in the video and there you go. And now you have the ability to trim that video. You can adjust the audio levels a little bit. You can choose your thumbnail. So a lot more options. You have like a little timer that lets you know how long the video has been going on and how much time's left. So yeah, we'll keep iterating on this stuff and making it better for you all.
Yep. And speaking of videos and creating clips, we just released version 8.1 of the app, where you can take your clips and put them directly into a Facebook Reel, an Instagram Story, or an Instagram Reel. Am I seeing all those? Is that right? It's not Facebook Stories, but or maybe it's not Facebook Reel. It's, if you go to it, you can see exactly where you can put them. So
yeah, I like had it in my mind, and then you started saying those things. I'm
sorry.
questioning everything now.
I know. But if you update the app, you'll have that ability to put those on Instagram and on Facebook. So you can just press the arrow and then instantly post those there. So, hey, we have a question here on Facebook from Sean. Morning from Canada. Haven't tried the vertical orientation streaming yet. Will YouTube, LinkedIn, and most of the major networks support vertical streaming video? And will vertical formats still work putting out to restream?
So yeah, you can still do the vertical video on these other platforms. Like Facebook obviously has like the integrated where you're going to see it actual vertical full on. If you go to something like YouTube, the video will be vertical, but I'm pretty sure you get like the black bars on the side. I know that'll be the case with LinkedIn and the others. So it'll just be, you know, the vertical video and the black bars on the side of the player. So not the greatest viewing, but it will go out to those multiple places. Yep. And yes, that will work without putting to Restream or other things like that. Just want to remind you that Switcher does have multi-streaming as well, so you can go live to two platforms at the same time.
No extra charge, ready for you to use.
So like that's what we're doing right now within Switcher. We're on our Facebook page and our YouTube at the same time. Yep.
Hopefully that helps. I can't believe years ago, like vertical video, like was very faux pas, and like no one did it. And like if you were doing vertical video, like why don't you turn your phone sideways? But now it's like it's a thing. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Oh, I need to switch back so you guys can see. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm just like getting into these comments. We all make mistakes out here, right, guys?
That's right.
See, Jared's in here. Hey guys. Hey, Jared.
Hey, Jared.
Jared, of course. If you've written into support and you had a question about audio or something, it's this guy right here. That's who you're talking to. Him or I get who else is answering those questions? Jordan? Yeah, Jordan. Yeah. I'm sure is answering them. But yeah, Jared, you better hope there's not any super technical audio questions or networking or something, or else I'm just going to send you the remote guest link and make you join and answer them. Nah, I wouldn't do that to you.
Live from my bed.
See, Jason here had a question. I don't know if that's the one you're going for or not.
Yep, go for it.
So he's saying, do all my created assets need to be on my iPad to be used during a live stream? I might need a little more information. So like you can save like, or you can save things to like the iCloud and whatnot, and that's not a good option. You will want them to be on that main device. Now, something you could do or look at doing is having those assets be in your Switcher cloud. So upload them to the cloud, and then you could come in here. Oh, I don't think this one has the, I don't have anything because this is my beta one. But the Switcher cloud will be right here, and you could just download them from there. So you don't have to save them all on at the same time. Other ways you could think about getting creative is using the groups. So creating a new production group. So having different groups of assets within. If you're, I'm going on the assumption that you don't want to have like a ton of assets all on there at one time. This will allow you to like kind of keep them organized and go around. If I'm not answering your question or getting to the, I'm also kind of, I guess what I'm saying is I'm curious as to what the issue of having them all be on that iPad are.
Storage space.
Yeah, storage or whatever it is. I might be able to answer that a little bit better. But yeah.
Okay, I see one here on YouTube from Gospel for All. What are the minimum device to stream from iPad Pro 12.9 inch first generation for 2 output camera? Or I'm sorry, 2 input camera.
Okay, so I think you want two camera angles, and you're using an iPad Pro. The 12.9, I think that's the one I have. It's from like 2017 or something. I have a secondary one. That one's starting to slow down a little bit. It's still doing all right. So that device should be okay, at least for the short term. If you're looking to do something really long term, you might want to look at upgrading that device as well. And then whatever the newest cameras that you can get are what I'm going to recommend here for you. Anything that can run the latest iOS, just know like if you get what did they just drop? Do you know with 15? Was it the 6s?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
Someone help us.
7s?
Maybe the 7s. Either way.
It's going to start slowly creeping towards current generation. So the newer the iPhone you can get, the better it will be for you in the long run. It's going to last you longer.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. So at this point, I'd recommend 10s if you could get them, and you can find them. There's places like, is it back market or back order or something like that? I know we've gotten some devices from there where you can buy
Back market, I
used
think.
like iOS devices. Matt's
Yeah,
gonna
Dan.
Google it for me.
I wasn't even.
Oh, I thought you were trying to Google.
I can't.
No, no, don't worry
Dan and
about
I
it.
were
Don't worry.
talking about doing like a live stream where we try to spend as little money on equipment, including an iPhone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and, like going to thrift stores, going to different websites, trying to find as cheap as we can live stream for, to make it look the best quality. So, yes, it is backmarket.com. It looks like.
Okay. I know we've gotten
Refurbished.
some from there. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Great question. Got a feature request here from the pub. More customizations of the live comments, size, and positions. I think this is
I'll make a note. I'll make a note here to talk to our engineers about that one, because I think there's some limitations on what we're able to get from the destinations. So I'll look into that, and we can report back or comment back on this video and let you know. So stay tuned for that one.
All right. Looks like we answered Jason's question.
Cool.
Awesome. And good morning over there on YouTube. Well, where are you, radio? It looks like we have a question here from Adrian on Facebook. Good morning. Is there a way to create folders on the main switcher? I've created assets and groups for multiple situations, and having to scroll up and down on the main switcher in the preview area is complicated at times.
Okay. I might have to do this one live because I don't have any production groups created. I will just also say that this is a pain point we have recognized and know, like the folders and things. So we're trying to figure out an elegant solution for you all that's going to work well, be easy to manage and do. But for right now, here's so again, down here, the production groups. We'll create we'll call it group. Is my keyboard going to work? Group 1. And we'll add another one, group 2. And we'll just make a third just for fun. All right, am I going to have to add stuff to them now? So we'll just go. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm going to have to do this as we're going.
No, you're good. I think this is good to see.
So I'll add this one to group 1 just so we'll have something there. This one we'll edit. We'll add this to group 2. And then we'll do this picture here. Edit. And we'll add this to group 3 just so you can see. So I think the pain point here is having to scroll down. Like once these groups fill up, you're going to have to scroll down a whole bunch. My recommendation for how to solve for this is to go into that edit groups option. I guess the profile picture is kind of blocking it over there. But come into edit groups and you can actually reorder these around. So that's how I would do it, where it's like, if your first hour is going to have, these assets, put those in group 1 and then group 2 for like a second hour, whatever it is, and just come in and edit these. And you can do this while you're live. And as you can see, I now have group 3 is up there at the top. So instead of having to scroll all the way down and stuff, you can always make sure those assets that you're going to need are at the top.
Nice. That's really nice.
That's what I do with with what I have here. I've got our coffee and questions edit or a production group at the top, and I'll switch to like broadcasting blueprints if we need or something like that. But then I also, just like another tip for anyone out there, I also I've got some multi-views that I'll always use for things like a thanks for watching, a Switcher Studio card, and like a logo, things like that. I put a bunch of those just at the top, so I know they're always there, where it's like in a pinch, it's like, okay, I need to take a break, or I'll be right back. I can swipe up and go to that. Or if I'm creating like a new production group or a new production, and be like, okay, I didn't make a thanks for watching at the end of my live stream, I can just scroll up and use that really quickly.
Awesome. Great question.
Hopefully good question.
Yeah. Jared's saying he loves that you can do it live. Yeah, I didn't know you could do it live. It's great. Like, that's super cool. I was just making some different scenes and folders this past weekend. I'm starting to work on doing some more tabletop live streaming for like board games.
All right.
And just trying to organize all of my stuff. So that's really, really helpful. Cool. Yeah, Ewan says, hi, everyone. The clip feature and export is fantastic. Been using a lot this week. Yeah. Just like we mentioned before. Yeah, absolutely. If you update to 8.1, you will also be able to do it. So, hey, if you're just joining us, please ask your questions. If there aren't any more questions, we'll wrap it up. But we're here as long as there are questions. So while we wait for more to come in, if you haven't already, please head over to the App Store and give our app a review. We'd love to hear your thoughts and get your rating. And we want to be able to get this out to more people. So your reviews really help that. Yeah. What you got, Dan? Anything?
I'm just going through and seeing stuff. Like I see someone asking about playlist. I need a little bit more information about that.
Yep, I said that.
And if you all, like I said, like we always say, if you guys have questions and we're not able to answer them live, you can always check out the Help Center, which is support.switcherstudio.com, because we have a ton of articles there to help you out. And if you're still struggling or still need some help, support@switcherstudio.com is another really good spot. And that's where you'll talk to our CX associates and our team members who also do a whole lot of live streaming as well. So, know what they're doing, know how to do the stuff. So, and they're happy to help you as well.
Yeah. I do see one here on YouTube from Joseph Anderson. Do you have a rotating feature for logo?
Okay, yeah, no, that would be really cool. So just like having a like a logo on the corner, like animating or spinning or something.
Animated one. Okay, gotcha.
I don't know if that would be possible with the like getting rid of the backgrounds, like the alpha video. It might be. I might. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna play around with this. I'm gonna play around with that, and but then you just need a really long video clip because it need to be for as long because you couldn't. Yeah, no, I'm gonna say no for right now. Good idea. It's something we could look at down the road, but yeah, right now, not possible.
But you got my brain working.
Yeah, my brain's churning for sure.
How to do that. Okay, over here on Facebook from. Oh, go ahead.
Maybe that one. I don't know.
That's the one. Nope, that's it. Where did you get the lower thirds? Did you custom them? Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
yes,
this is from it. These are just PNGs, like the one you're seeing up there. The Ask Your Switcher Studio questions, or here I'll put this down in like our lower thirds as well. Like these were created by one of our team members. Caitlin is her name, and she just made some PNGs in, I don't know, Illustrator, I think is what it was.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And, so those are what those are. Again, just imported as PNGs and dropped in.
Yep. You also can do it in Canva.
Yep. Canva. Like there's a whole bunch of options out there, like I use Photoshop a lot, but Canva, you can use like Pixlr, things like that. Just like if you search like video or image editor online, like there's a whole bunch of options out there to create some really great looking stuff.
Yep. Quick one here from David on Facebook, waiting to Matt to create a hockey board game. David, I have thought about it, and I just wouldn't want to make it bad. I want the actual feel of playing.
Is there better be a start fighting, send the bruiser out. There needs to be a bruiser card or something.
Oh man. Okay, it could be like a deck builder.
Matt's brain is turning again.
Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna write this down. All right, keep going. That's a good one. All right. So Sean's asking on Facebook, can you share your live streaming setup today in regards to remote guests? How are you sharing your iPad screen?
Sure. Here, you know what I'll do? I'm going to do this. We've kind of done this before. How's making sure my computer screen doesn't look too terrible or something? I'll connect another camera here, and we will let me add this over or as a part, and we'll do it live. I'll show you.
Yep.
What's going on? All right. It's going to be, some Cloverfield style where it's just going to be a little bit shaky and whatnot. But let me come over here. Is this it? Whoa.
Remove
so yeah,
some
here's my setup. Here's how I'm doing this live stream. So I've got the main iPad here. This is what I'm streaming from. Here's that coffee and questions that I was talking about earlier, and like the other assets up here. The camera that you all are seeing from me is this one. This is an iPhone 13. This up here is just our Slack channel that we can communicate with. I have this secondary iPad. This one is, you see the red dot up there. That means I'm doing the screen recording or screen sharing. So I have that shared in via screen share. And then, monitoring the stream on Facebook right there. So that's mostly it.
Hopefully that answers your question, Sean.
So that's how I'm doing it. And then Matt is, again, he's just connected via remote guest. I sent him the link to send it over or to connect. He joined, and yeah, we're going live. I'll mention too, like the mic I'm using is an iRig mic HD2. I guess I didn't show that. I can go back and show that really quick. That's right here. It's an iRig mic HD2, and that's plugged in via the multi-port adapter over here. Perfect. And I'm also able to charge using that as well. So it's the line out of the mic into the USB-A port, and then the USB-C is charging it.
Yep. Hey, that wasn't too shaky. Good job.
Yeah, I feel like
Steady
towards
hands.
the end it was a little bad, but we got it. We got it there.
We did skip one here from Gregory on Facebook.
Okay.
How can we get the large countdown clock that you use?
Okay.
Well, I'm glad you asked.
I can show you that one. We can do that one for sure. Come over here. Here's the clock, kind of, or one of them right there. It's kind of in a weird spot right now, and this is somewhere where we can, we might change where that is. But right now, the plus icon, asset menu, come into cards, live selling examples, and then down here at the bottom, here's your options. So by default, we have a white one and a black one. And for 1 minute, 3 minute, 5, and 10, and you can come in and like adjust these. So here's like this 10-minute timer, and I can move this. I can use like like the center tools and stuff. Then I'm just pinching with 2 fingers to resize it. Yeah. So now we have a really big clock kind of right there in the middle. Yeah, and then like you have this trimmer down here. So if you didn't want it to be 10 minutes, maybe you need it to be 6 minutes and 22 seconds.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Obviously, right? And tap done, and here's that 10-minute timer right there. Well, that's 6 minute 22 timer right there.
Right. Awesome. Good question. Yeah, that is kind of in a hidden location, and if you don't know to look there, you won't find it probably. So it may need to be eventually moved somewhere else for more to be able to be found easily. So, but for now, it's there. All right. We'll head over back to YouTube here and grab a couple of these.
See, this one is there a way to use the individual camera views? And then I think they kind of followed up with the guest says they can't see the interviewer otherwise. They should be seeing if you have someone coming in via the remote guest, they should be able to see basically the live output. So they, like Matt, you're seeing like the comment on screen and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So if they're not, like, always try and set these things up a little bit beforehand if you can, or test it out. And if they can't see it or something looks weird, just have them leave the room and rejoin and see if that fixes it for them. And hopefully,
if you're saying like they're talking about the interviewer, is that right? The interviewer. So maybe it would be like you wouldn't be able to see me. It would be difficult for you to see me on your iPad if you're also doing all switching. So you have a monitor that you're watching the stream on as well, correct?
I have the monitor to the side, but like I'm just watching the live view. Like that's where I see you.
Okay.
Down here. If we haven't answered that question good enough for you, go ahead and email support at Switcher Studio, and they might ask. They might have you give some extra contacts and get it there. But give us some more ideas of what you're thinking in the comments here, and we can see if we can answer it there as well. Anything else here?
Something from
Okay,
Maria just
David said Matt needs the live stream from Gen Con. Hey, we're both gonna go to. We've discussed this. We might be like. I mean, I plan on going to Gen Con. Matt will be there. We'll do something
figure
silly.
Something out. Yeah. We're gonna make sure you ask off for the time, okay, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Gen Con is a very large board game convention, like 60 to 80,000 people. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good one. So talking about remote guests, can you show me how to invite a remote guest, please? I keep getting an echo when I do it. Okay. I have a feeling or a theory on what you're doing. Are you connecting via a secondary device? If that makes sense. So like you're connecting via a computer to talk with your guest, and then you have Switcher Studio separate, which can lead to some of those problems. So whoops, let me come over here. So I have the remote guest tab open here. I just want you to see, like, there's this option here to join room, and if you do that, you can host the remote guest or the video chat room from that main iPad. Like, so you don't need that secondary computer. That's how I'm doing it right now with Matt. I don't have remote guest running on my computer. But if you want to do that, be it for better audio going through your computer or whatever the reason is, what's probably happening is you have your audio from the remote guest coming through, and you have the audio from the iPad as well. Yeah. So we just need to mute one of those mics. So if you come in here to this audio tab down here, when your remote guests join, you'll see like them in this option as well. So if you are using you want to use the remote guest audio as yours in the room or whatever, mute whatever this option is up here. However, if you want to use the audio into the iPad, then you'll mute like your name or whatever the person within the room is on your list, and make sure that your guest is active. That can get confusing quickly, but honestly, what's happening is your audio is coming through from the computer and your iPad at the same time, and that is causing that echo or the delay. And muting one of your mics, be it the iPad or the remote guest, will fix that problem. And don't worry, like if you mute your remote guest inside of Switcher, you're still able to talk to them and still able to hear them. It just mutes it on Switcher's end.
Right. And I think I would also make sure that the person you have as a remote guest doesn't have the audio from the stream playing in the background, because that might be being picked up by their microphone. So make sure they're wearing headphones.
Ideally wearing headphones if possible.
If possible.
Try voice mode enabled as well, can help with that. This might be one of those, Jared, if you're still here, he's probably like, Dan, that was a terrible way to explain it.
Cool. Hopefully that helps you. Let us know if that worked next time you bring on a guest. All right, a couple more here. I think we're kind of slowing down, but Pavel's asking for round corners and frame for each video source, so it would be incredible to improve the visual design. I thought you could do rounded corners on some of
the multi-views, but I think like he's talking just like this one right here, just having rounded corners.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Great idea. That's something we can look into, and we can pass that stuff along as well.
There is one multi. I know I was just messing with this. I know the multi-view with the small one in the corner. You can make that one rounded, but
absolutely
not as much. Over here on YouTube, Broadway the Giant. How are you guys adding that banner to the top? That's the stream. Ask your studio questions.
So that's just a PNG that I have in as an overlay. We've created this in Illustrator. One of our team members created us a bunch of assets that we're using. So I'll put that one gone for a sec. Plus menu here. coming into say photos, photo library, wherever those files are, and we'll pretend that this right here is it says, whatever, ask your questions, or this is the image you want to bring in as an overlay. Well, right now you see like the black on the sides, that means it is it's going to be like, that's what it'll look like. But if I come to overlay, you see that checkered background now. Now I can like resize this, position it where I need it to be. So we'll put it up at the top like the other one. Again, make sure your layering is on overlay. And then when I tap done, that's there. And now I can bring that image in just like that.
Boom.
Alternatively, you could come in here and do like a lower third or something and create it for like, say, this one here that'll transition in and out. This one can be moved, right? Yeah. And you can move this around or something. So this is a way you could create something within the app as well.
Yeah. Maria on Facebook is asking, great questions. Why they can't see the people attending Facebook live stream, nor can they see the reactions to live stream, thumbs up, hearts,
I can see the comments, but no heart reactions. Yeah, those are kind of there. So you need to be live for those to start showing up. But again, on the comments tab, you'll see like there's a bar that pops up every so often, and it should have those on there, and it shows like kind of pops up every so often on how many likes, how many hearts, etc. you've gotten. So that's where you would find that. Did I not put your comment on the screen? Did I make it go away? There it is. Wait, that's the wrong one.
That's the wrong one.
That was this one. There's a question. Okay, Jared's giving me the thumbs up for it. Okay.
Good. Over back to YouTube, Alyssa, can you explain how you're getting the YouTube comments on screen? We kind of just talked about this, but maybe you can show it. And the process for reviewing the comments and displaying them on screen. I'm going through an RTMP to YouTube also.
Okay. I would first check out the multi-streaming because it's a lot simpler to do it through that way. But if you are doing RTMP, you're able to do RT. Jared, you probably know this. You're here still, I think. Jared, can you tell me if because I know RTMP streams to Facebook will have the comments still show up, and I'm like, again, this is one of those, like, I'm like 85-90% sure that they will as well for YouTube. Just when you again come to this tab, there'll be like an RTMP option. You'll click on that and you'll choose the stream that you are streaming to, and they'll start scrolling up here. And then once they start scrolling in that section, you just tap on a comment to show it on screen like this, and then you tap it again to make it go away.
Yeah. Hopefully that helps. Okay. Broadway's asking while we wait for any type of confirmation there. Broadway the Giant on YouTube asking, are we able to resize pinned Facebook and YouTube comments on screen?
No, they're going to be defaulted to that size with what we've got. At least for now. So yeah, okay. So Jared is telling me yes. Thank you, Jared. Making them work extra early. We appreciate it being in there. Yep, you can pull via RTMP. That's what I thought for both of them.
Yeah. Maria saying, thanks guys on Facebook. I used to be able to see the number of attendees too, but can't now.
I don't know. Like, that's never been available within the Switcher Studio app. Like, you couldn't see how many people, but you can watch. Like, I've got the live stream up on a second monitor here, and I can see how many live viewers we have here. I'd be curious if you could see them from within Switcher, where you're seeing them, or how you were doing it. But yes, okay. I don't think that was ever a thing within Switcher.
Not that I remember. All right, Joseph here on YouTube. We're using this app for our news broadcasting. Can you recommend anything for wireless headphone for our guest on the field?
Guest on the field. I'm like this one's a little bit more out of my comfort zone. Like, I'm such a wired kind of guy. Like, I like adding the wired stuff. especially the headphones are what gets things a little bit more tricky for me.
If any of you watching have a recommendation, I don't think I know of any ones I would recommend.
I know like people have
Let us
used
know
the
in chat.
AirPods in the past and
Right.
whatnot, but like I mean the range is limited. You're stuck with that quality of the audio if you need something a little bit more involved. But yeah, like that's something I'd be interested to look into that and try and come up with a good solution and let you know.
Yep. And if you're not a part, Joseph, you're not a part of the enthusiast group on Facebook. I think that you are. You should ask there, because I'm guessing you'll probably have others who have done something similar, live stream something similar. So they may have a good answer for you there. But definitely not. It's not my wheelhouse for an answer. That's for sure.
I know, like the Bluetooth. I try. Like I feel like it's gotten a lot better in the more recent years, but I'm always nervous of like them unpairing or dropping out or something. So that's why I usually try and
connecting
stick with
to another phone. Yeah.
Like that's why I always like to have wired stuff. That's just my my go-to. It's one less thing to worry about when you're out there doing things. But I can understand like the need for wireless and stuff. And I wish I had a better answer for you right now. Okay, and Tim, I think's got, and he's sharing it in our group. Claire, I don't know if you see that on the since it's on the YouTube. I think this question was on the YouTube side. You could share that article out. Could be very helpful. Okay, here you go. Yeah, I was gonna say honestly, Jared is probably the best, him or Jordan. So, yeah, go ahead and again, I'll put that on screen. So I'll put this down, but it's this one, right? support@switcherstudio.com to email us, and we can try and help you out, because like our goal at the end of the day is to make sure you guys are putting out the best live streams that you can, and making sure you're doing the things you are wanting to do. And if that means we have to try and help you figure out the best setup, that's what we're going to do.
And Joseph, when you do write in, just make sure you give kind of a synopsis of what your question was, because they have a lot of questions. Want to make sure they know what you're talking about. So, cool. I think
we're getting towards the end here.
Yeah, I think so. Which seems about right. This is usually about 50 to an hour long, and that's all right. So, Bobby the Giant, absolutely. We're so glad.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
If you all are part of the enthusiast group, I would love to see your live streams, please. Like, if we've helped you with something, like tag Dan and I, like with whatever.
Just use the hashtag made with Switcher.
Made with Switcher. Like, we'd love to see what you're working on, what you've improved, what you're doing. Like, you all are so creative, and we want to like applaud that and see that. So, Dan, thank you so much for hanging out this morning with your knowledge, and hope you all have a great rest of the day. We'll be back. I'll be back on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time with Asia and Dave from Iographer, asking some questions about live.
Tune into that one. That one's going to be cool.
Yep. You're going to want to be there. But then Dan and I will be back next Tuesday because of the holiday here in the U.S., and we'll be answering your questions. So thank you all so much for your questions. They were great this morning. Dan, again, thank you for your knowledge. And Jared and Tim and Claire, appreciate you all, your knowledge as well. And we will see you all later on. Peace.
Yeah, thank you all so much. Take care.